Hi, you're watching CNBC-TV18 Newsreel. I'm Archana Solanki. Let's get started with our cover story. What started with writing essays and emails might impact jobs and compromise elections. I'm nervous about artificial intelligence being used to compromise elections. These are the words of Sam Altman, the man who's the global face of OpenAI or ChatGPT. While deposing before a US Senate committee, he warned that government control of artificial intelligence is critical due to the potential hazards AI poses to humans. Altman said ChatGPT and other related systems may provide incredible human-like responses to queries, but they can also be outrageously wrong. During the hearing, he stressed on disruption to the labor market and called it one of his greatest fears. Altman suggested the US government might consider a combination of licensing before the release of powerful AI models, with power to revoke permits if rules were being broken. The big headline: the Supreme Court has granted SEBI 3 additional months to complete its probe into the allegations made by US-based short seller Hindenburg Research against Adani Group companies. The court has extended the deadline till 14th of August. The market regulator had initially sought an extension of 6 months. A bench headed by Chief Justice of India D.Y. Chandrachud also directed the SEBI to file an updated status report on the investigation. Adani Group stocks had taken a beating after Hindenburg Research made some scathing allegations, including about fraudulent transactions, share price manipulation. The big national headline that we are tracking: days after winning Karnataka, there's still no clarity on who will become the chief minister of the state. And I say this every day that by the time you watch the video, the situation might change. The two big names, D.K. Shiv Kumar and Siddaramaiah, are in the national capital discussing about the potential leadership with the party top brass. Now, while Siddaramaiah is seen to be a leader with mass appeal and has completed a full term in 2018, which is a rarity in Karnataka politics, by the way. Meanwhile, D.K. Shiv Kumar is known for his strong organizational capabilities. The Cabinet has approved the Production-Linked Incentive Scheme 2.0 for IT hardware with a budgetary outlay of 17,000 crore rupees. It covers laptops, tablets, all-in-one PC, servers and ultra-small form factor devices. According to the government, the scheme is estimated to generate 3.35 lakh crore rupees in production, 2,430 crore rupees in investment and provide direct employment for 75,000 people during the scheme duration. The Supreme Court said that it will ensure that the political executive does not turn a blind eye to the law and order situation in Manipur and asked the state government to file a fresh status report on measures taken for security and relief and rehabilitation of the violence-hit people. The state government in its status report said that it took measures to provide relief to affected people and over 46,000 people have been rescued and more than 3,000 stranded ones have been taken to airports to enable them to leave the state. The Hospital Protection Act, which has been designed to shield all medical staff in the state from verbal and physical abuse, has been adopted by the Kerala Cabinet. The law mandates punishment minimum of 6 months in prison and a maximum of 7 years. The rule also applies to medical practitioners in the Ayurvedic and homeopathic fields. The ordinance comes in the wake of the brutal murder of Dr. Vandana Das by a man who was brought by the police to the hospital for a medical checkup. A UN report says that India's economy is the largest in the South Asian region and is expected to grow by 5.8% in 2023 and 6.7% in 2024, supported by resistant domestic demand. But the report also notes that in 2023, higher interest rates and weaker external demand would continue to weigh on investment and exports. The Quad Summit scheduled for Sydney the following week will not take place without US President Joe Biden, who had to cancel his travel due to debt ceiling talks in Washington. Australian Prime Minister said that the leaders of Australia, the United States, India and Japan would instead meet at the G7 in Japan this weekend. All right, let's get to the latest from Pakistan. A court extended its order to prevent the arrest of former Prime Minister Imran Khan until May 31st. But on the other hand, the top military brass is going after the protesters who took to the streets after Khan's arrest by trying them under the stringent Army Act and the Official Secrets Act. 109%, that is the inflation rate in Argentina right now. Their currency has weakened, cyclical debt has risen, and 1 in 4 people have entered poverty. All this in the run-up to the presidential elections. Argentina is battling one of the highest inflation rates in the world, with prices growing faster at any time since 1991. Now, what is the cost of offending the government and the army in China? It is $2 million. Let me give you some details. Jokes are not always taken well, and China is proof. The country's best-known comedy company was fined with a whopping 14.7 million yuan or $2.13 million after a military joke made by one of its comedians drew strong public criticism, accused of harming society. The incident has strongly divided the Chinese public over what sort of jokes are inappropriate. Humid heat waves that used to happen once in a century in Bangladesh and India are now expected to occur every 5 years. The climate change clock is ticking. According to a report, scientists say that record-breaking heat waves that hit large parts of South and Southeast Asia in April were made 30 times more likely as a result of human-induced climate change. The study showed that the estimated heat index in some parts of the region was close to the extremely dangerous level of 54 degrees Celsius once humidity was factored in, posing considerable health risks. Meanwhile, the United Nations has given a warning that it is near certain that 2023 to 2027 will be the warmest 5-year period ever recorded. And that's it from me and my team. Stay tuned to CNBC. We'll be back with another power-packed lineup of stories on CNBC Newsreel.